We all saw how Anthony Volpe looked for a large portion of the season. Could barely hit the ball, struck out a truckload, couldn't get on base. Fielding was below average. And then we saw him in the playoffs, where if you gave him a tennis racket and threw him a beach ball, he still couldn't hit the ball. He was horrendous in the playoffs, not good at all. Yet they kept throwing his ass back out there. And then you find out that Anthony Volpe has been dealing with a shoulder issue in his non throwing shoulder that he had to have surgery to repair a partially torn labrum. And yet, Aaron Boone kept sending Anthony Volpe out onto the field in the playoffs while he couldn't hit a thing. If this is not a level of coaching and managerial malpractice, I do not know what is. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Yankees Unplugged, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave a comment. Appreciate y'all support of the channel. I never thought I'd be reading this within a week of the Yankees being eliminated from the playoffs. Never thought I would read that Anthony Volpe had a partially torn labrum in his left shoulder, which absolutely has an impact on his ability to hit the ball, and might also have had an impact on him fielding the ball. I'm not sure. I don't know how much that injury would have on fielding the ball, but swinging the bat, I feel stretched just doing that. Don't do it yourself. There's a stretch there. So I read this and I'm sitting here saying they kept putting this guy out there and he couldn't hit. He couldn't hit. And you knew he had a torn labrum. Now, this doesn't change my opinion. Anthony Volpe should be gone. That we should not see him again next season. He should be on someone else's team. But here we go. As they still view him as a starting shortstop. Starting with Brian Cashman. I believe in the player. Still, I think we believe in the player. It doesn't mean we don't play with, on any level, all aspects of roster assessments. He's 24 years old. I don't think the New York stage is too big for him. It's just still finding his way. How long does he get to find his way? He's been here for 3 years. He gave us this pretty much very similar season as a rookie. Got slightly better as a second-year player and then regressed back to his rookie hitting. But the difference between his rookie season and his third year is that his fielding regressed and was the worst we've seen so far. And yet you believe in this guy as a starter. Make that make sense. Now, Volpe won't even be ready to play baseball until April, maybe May. So he can't possibly be the starting shortstop coming into the season. If this is not an invitation for the Yankees to find someone to trade for this guy, for which they'll probably get nothing at this point, but just get rid of him, this is the time to do it. Because what's going to happen when you have a battle for the position and Anthony Volpe becomes ready to play in 2026? Are you simply going to hand him the job back? There are some people that believe that you shouldn't lose your job via injury. That's bullshit. Athletes lose their job via injury all the time. And by the time Volpe's able to play, you're talking about likely 4 to 6 weeks into the season. You will have gotten a 20 to 30 game sample size of your season from whoever's playing shortstop. He had 212, 663 OPS, 222 batting average, 662 OPS for the career. Cashman says that his performance had nothing to do with the partial torn labrum. I don't buy that. Cashman says, I personally think now, I certainly leaning more into that. Yes, it was affecting him, but he just said he didn't think it was. So which one is it? I don't know. He suffered this injury in early May. So we played this guy all season with a bum shoulder, and you wonder why he didn't perform. He already wasn't that good to begin with. Now you can guarantee he won't be any good because he has a bum shoulder for 4 months. He wore a wrap to treat the shoulder after games. He never went on the injured list. They knew about this. He got 2 cortisone shots, one during the All-Star break in July and another in September to stop the pain. And you don't think this impacted him swinging a baseball bat? I almost feel bad that I got on the guy, but I don't feel bad about it because this is a performance business. If he couldn't play, he shouldn't have been playing. He actually sat 6 straight games because of an injection in his shoulder. He returned, but he came back as an everyday shortstop. He went 4 for 11 against the Red Sox, and he went 1 for 15 with 11 Ks against Toronto. Cashman says, I think the injury probably contributed to the performance season that he wound up having, more so than he would have thought based on our intimate involvement with him and our medical staff and how that played out. The facts are the facts. He had to have surgery. That's going to take him down. What you're admitting is that you guys are just completely incompetent. Your medical staff is incompetent and you're incompetent. Who the hell on earth would tell somebody that you have a partially torn fucking labrum in your shoulder and your job is to swing a baseball bat and to field balls, and that is going to hurt a lot constantly, and not think it's going to have some level of an impact on this guy? Again, I don't want him back. I don't even care. But you just gave us another reason, showed us more proof of incompetence in this organization and how it's run, and it's incredibly frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating. You literally gave away 15 at-bats in a playoff series to a guy who could not hit the ball because his shoulder's messed up. His 85 WRC plus is tied for 100th among 103 players with at least 1,500 plate appearances over the last 3 seasons. He's the 4th worst player in baseball with 1,500 plate appearances over 3 years. And yet they continue to see him as the starting shortstop. Aaron Boone says the offense is really in line with what he's done the first 2 years. It's looked a lot of different ways, but you look up and it's been kind of that same OPS where the average has been lower. There's been more power in some years. For him to become that frontline shortstop, his hitting has to improve. He understands that. We understand that he's 24 years old. Anthony Volpe's coming back. They done told you already right there. Anthony Volpe's coming back. It doesn't matter that he looked like shit. It doesn't matter that he was injured. It doesn't matter that he hits 210. They don't seem to care that a man hits 210. They don't seem to care that a guy that should be your leadoff fucking hitter and should be a guy getting on base, they don't care that he strikes out 150 to 167 times a season, which is what he's done in his first 3 seasons. They don't care. They're going to keep running their faces into a wall with the same garbage year after year after year after year. It makes ungodly no sense whatsoever and reeks of absolute incompetence. Why would you defend this? Why? Because you fucked up by having him out there and not having the guy have surgery in May? or June. If he had surgery then, you know what? We wouldn't be sitting here bitching about him, or I wouldn't be bitching about him. He just wouldn't have been playing. And maybe some other player would have emerged as a legitimate shortstop. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that he wouldn't have been striking out 11 times in 15 at bats against Toronto. He would never have played in either series. He wouldn't have played for quite some time. You need to give this guy two cortisone injections. I know what cortisone injections do. I've had them before. It numbs the pain for a few months and the pain comes back. I don't want to hear it. This is ridiculous. And what I'm hearing is that he'll be back. He will be back, and they might just hand him the job no matter. So don't expect to have a real shortstop next year. Don't expect it. Don't expect to have someone that you can rely on that's not going to hit more than 210. Because when he comes back, he'll be the same guy hitting 210. Because that's who he is. 210, 220 hitter. Trying to hit homers on every flipping at bat, every swing. But Brian Cashman doesn't seem to think that had an impact at first. Now he does. These are the Yankees, man. This is who runs this franchise. This is who's making decisions. You couldn't look at this guy's swing and say, yo, this isn't right. There's something that's not right here. This guy can't hit at all. I gave Anthony Volpe all the leeway I could as a fan. I don't want him back on my team, but I clearly see that I'm not going to get my way, and anyone who wants Volpe gone is not going to get their way. We're going to continue to have this below average fielding. We're going to continue to have this trash can hitting. And, because he's 24. Because he's 24. I don't care if he's 24. Aaron Judge will be 34. We need players that are going to help Aaron Judge win now. That's what we need. And Anthony Volpe's not one of those guys. But this does reek of sure incompetence and, borderline management malpractice, coaching malpractice, all of that shit. Because to have that guy run out there with a partially torn labrum and see the way his swing looked all season, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Love to hear what y'all got to say, because I'm lost. I can't believe I read this the last couple of days. When I saw that he had surgery on it, I'm like, what? And reading this, now they think he's still a starter? Based on what? Based on what? You act like he's Derek Jeter. You act like he's Cal Ripken. You act like he's some legit star shortstop. He's a low-level starter, could be a backup on a number of teams, should be a backup on the Yankees. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Appreciate y'all jumping on board, checking this video out. Again, this is Yankees Unplugged, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.